I don't know specifically what happened. One day, Aaron Rodgers woke up and he decided to be the most based individual alive. I've never been a big fan of his play on the field. I've always had respect for his abilities, but the Green Bay Packers, not really my team. But again, everything that he's done over the past year and change, okay, I definitely, won me to his side on this one. And we know his takes when it comes to the coiffed and everything that he did in order to avoid and skate the fact that there's a really stupid policy in place, even though that the NFL has now dropped that. Some people, okay, reasonable people, don't forget all of this nonsense that's gone on. But today being the day of the official well, I guess the Thursday game kind of counts, but whatever. Everybody just associates Sundays with NFL football, okay? So the season kicking off today full, and I should just check. Yeah, the Packers are going into Minnesota today, so it could be a little tough for him. But looks like he's got at least one grudge off his mind, so something that's not going to be clouding anything that he does on the field. Aaron Rodgers crushes leadership in native California. State is going to shit. Good. Again, hey man, guys today, in today's day and age, for just pointing out the blatant, obvious truth that is right in front of them, deserves a pat on the back, okay? Because most players in the NFL are either just willfully ignorant or purposefully pushing their own agenda. So it's just nice to see somebody state the facts of what's going on. Aaron Rodgers is not thrilled with the leadership in his home state of California. The Packers quarterback appeared on Bill Maher's Club Random podcast. Bill Maher has a podcast now? That must be just a real treat. It should be awfully awkward when he just posts one of his hoity-toity jokes. Come on, people. And there's nobody in the audience, and you just really see his lack of talent on display. Bill Maher, oh yeah, self-described liberal. Okay, one of those people that boomer cons like to roll out and say, oh, even Bill Maher's saying that, so just take a look at the left going too far. No, he's just trying to stay relevant. Okay, remember, he was the same motherfucker who a couple of years ago said that the economy really should just tank people because Trump's in office and that'd be the best way to get rid of him, okay? Right, people? He's a fucking dork. Instead of your political hot takes, why don't you just go back to pillaging the keep of the Amistad? If you know, you know. State's going to shit, but I'm hanging on, Rodgers said in California. He spoke out about the lockdowns that forced businesses to shut down in 2020 and 2021 and parts of 2022. And if you guys don't vote accordingly, they're going to be shut down in 2022 as well. I grew up in a small town, very little cases up in Chico, California, but all the small businesses fucking gone, he said. He bashed AB 2098, a bill that has passed, but has yet to be signed by Governor Gavin Newsom that would punish doctors for spreading misinformation about COVID. Oh, wonderful. Doctors can't go ahead and banty about different treatments, okay? They can't discuss the science, even though, they kind of studied the shit for 8 years, done all their residency, being full-fledged doctors. No, you have to go ahead and trust the government. And it's not like they haven't continuously updated their version of the science. It sounds tyrannical. But again, Gavin Newsom was the one who was running the ads in Florida for his re-election campaign because California stands for people's freedom to be taxed at a rate potentially up to about 60% and read to your children by candlelight. Is just as a sidetrack, one of the things that I'm not sure if Rodgers is going to be pointing out, but I'm sure if he had the opportunity to readdress some stuff, he'd be talking about the fact that it's 2022 and blackouts are a fucking thing. Jesus. But according to the experts, again, another reason why we should just trust the experts on this one. California got lucky avoiding blackouts amid energy crisis. Okay, and as temperatures climbed over the last week, California independent system operators stressed that the grid would be too strained to provide energy. Wow, it's almost like you put all your eggs in that renewable energy basket, a la solar panels and wind, and it just can't do the trick. So what's the response on that one? Everybody turn off your lights between 4 and 9 o'clock in the evening, prime time when everybody's home, as opposed to when they're at work, when those big office buildings are theoretically using more energy, then that's fine. Like, what are we talking about here? Anyways, but why is it? Okay, because they're saying that, oh my god, it's so hot, leading to blackouts for millions with temperatures in the mid 110 degree Fahrenheit. I also took a look through history, right? And the first couple of weeks of September to see if there was any anomalies that came across. We had a couple of days that were up in 40 degrees Celsius, and the rest of them high 30 degrees. I use real temperature, so fuck off. In, on, or around, okay? 110, 115 in that area, right? And I just wanted to see if 2022 was an anomaly in some form or fashion, because we've been hearing, oh my God, it's so hot this summer, hottest on record. And whenever you dig through any of the records that are out there, it's just patently false and not the case. So again, just kind of having that inkling in the back of my mind, gonna go check that. And yeah, took a look, and yeah, no, last year was actually hotter, and there were still blackouts that time around. And even just going back all the way to 2010, other than a couple of hotter days, it was more consistently in mid to upper 30s throughout the entirety of September than it has been the wonky kind of ups and downs, with a few in the 40s, some in the low 30s of the past couple of years. So I don't know if that's climate change per se, but that's what the experts say, and you got to trust the experts, right? However, a mix of solutions came together, avoiding the looming problem. The heat wave began on August 30th. An excessive heat warning was issued by the National Weather Service that remained in place through September 7th. And again, looking through that time frame, I don't think it's necessarily that anomalous for California, but okay, cool. Again, I don't know if you guys seen these screenshots that appeared on social media, but I think there was one for Germany, and this was, a couple months back at this point, but they were showing that certain places along the map, it was hitting 27, 28 degrees Celsius, right? And it's like, yeah, that's warm-ish, but for like July or August, that's not exactly all that terribly hot. And they had big red blotches on their weather diagrams, as the slightly attractive weather girl was pointing it out, going, that's hot, and it's like, yes, it is. And then they had it superimposed, okay, with a couple of years ago, about 5 or 10 years ago at that point, of it actually being hotter, and there's no red, no emergency that's on there. I've seen it also reworked with Calgary, Alberta, same thing. Like this year, there was a heat weather warning. It's like, oh my God, it's 27 degrees today. Ooh, which is, just kind of bog standard, at least to my recollection, okay? And then somebody also screenshotted, okay, last year or the year before, where it was 27, there was no heat advisory. So it almost seems like this is a machination of the media apparatus in order to stoke some fear, because fearful people are controlled people. I'm just spitballing out here, Anyways, but the state avoided blackouts during the time as multiple solutions came together. California has listened to text alerts requesting they avoid energy use between 4 and 9 p.m. Oh, that's good. So you really avoided, an overload by purposefully, I guess, selectively blacking people out. And how can you even quantify, or can you provide any receipts? Anybody listen to you? Well, we sent out a text, and people, at least we hope that enough people got those texts and their phones weren't dead, and that they were able to drive their electric vehicles that they had to charge using diesel powered generators, because that's how green energy works. It's so fucking stupid. The state took advantage of its relatively new ramped up fleet of batteries. Oh, cool. And the weather, despite being hot, not exactly outrageously or historically hot, but okay, wasn't equipped with high winds that could have further strained the system. So it was hot and it wasn't windy. Wow, imagine that. And you just got new batteries that are out there. It's almost like you're putting the cart before the horse with all this green energy nonsense. Dan Kamen, an energy expert at the University of California, Berkeley, told Wired in an article published Friday that California got lucky for most of the heat wave. He's an expert, so he knows. He's got all the technical shit down, okay? He told Wired, okay? That's a respected outlet. Okay, sure. But no. Instead of giving you details, he's just going to tell you that California's got lucky. Oh, okay, cool. How do we continue to get lucky into the future? Stop using electricity, and then there won't be a shortage. Okay, just a little bit more of this, before we just get back to what Aaron Rodgers had to say. According to the article, high winds increase the risk of power line problems, which then spark fires. Okay, because there wasn't fires. Okay, because there wasn't one tragedy, another one was avoided. Cool. It's like the floods would have been worse if there were fires on top of it. And it's like, yeah, but what are you going to do about the floods? But the fire, anyways, that leads to a negative feedback loop because it sparks fire. Yeah, that's wonderful and fantastic. All that shit, right? But you aren't going to quantify if anybody took your threats seriously, that the whole grid will just go down if people keep using energy during the times that they're home. You just can't be having that. So yeah, I think Aaron Rodgers' assessment that California is a fucking shit place is just about right on the nose. Rodgers wondered, based on whose standard of misinformation, going back to, silencing doctors talking about, their first-hand experiences in treating the coof, the actual experts, the people who have the expertise in this field. The quarterback who is opposed to vaccine mandates, as most people should be, don't tell me what I need to do with my body. Again, the same people who it's like, no, you need to have up-to-date boosters in your body, would at the same time, be out there saying, my body, my choice, my body, my choice. You can't tell me I can't get an abortion. Fuck off. Explained his rationale for not being vaccinated against the coof, also argued for bodily autonomy from government. Fucking based. I think there's a lot of people that believe that you should have your own decision making on your own medical decisions. You're goddamn right. My thing is, I have an issue with hypocrisy in society in general, and I know you do as well, but abortion has been a hot topic, right? And especially after Roe v. Wade got overturned and sent back to the states or whatever. He at least knows this shit, okay? It's not like, oh my god, Planned Parenthood, everybody just has those big rolly mechanical iron doors that just fucking flop down, and then they just slapped up one of those vacancy stickers on top of it like they would with a post-abortion patient, okay? Just slap it on their fucking belly button. Anyways, but no, it's just not federally recognized anymore. It goes down to the states level. And if you take a look at the maps that are out there, okay, not those ones, they definitely belong on the wall. No, you take a look at which states would allow abortion access, okay, even restricted access. It's well over half, so I don't know what you spurgs are really complaining about. But again, another big W for the two-time back-to-back MVP. I don't believe the government should have any control over what we do with our bodies. As much as I might lean more pro-life, oh my god, I almost regret not being a bigger fan of this guy's earlier in his career. But he was still part of the best Super Bowl that I ever seen. What was that? The Steelers one was pretty good back in the day. I don't want the government to tell me I can't smoke a cigar, I can't have a drink of alcohol, I can't choose my own medical decisions. And if I'm a woman, don't fucking tell me what to do. Like, whether or not you agree with what you decide to do, who cares? And the government should not have the decision that infringes upon my own personal freedoms. Hell yeah, that's just a really base take on things that I more or less wholeheartedly agree with. I'd give you more of a rundown of the podcast, but half of the conversation involves Bill Maher, and fuck him. But I'd assume Aaron Rodgers is probably going to have a couple more based takes about, things as the season and the year goes on, so we'll check back in with him. But he's definitely got it right when it comes to the state of California being in the shape it's in because of the leadership that they have. Case in point, we got a California beheading victim ID'd. Accused killer is her daughter's dad. Cool, so we got beheadings in California. That's a thing. And again, she's a mark of delusion. She got her head chopped off by her baby daddy. Jesus. 27-year-old mother of two. Oh, she got two kids. Oh, boy. It's identified as the victim beheaded on a street in Northern California last week. Yeah, that's a normal thing to have happen in a Western civilized country, right? It's definitely not reserved for, the middle fucking East or something like that. Karina Castro, who worked as a DoorDash driver, left behind a 7-year-old and a 1-year-old. KGO TV reported. Her youngest daughter was fathered by a man who's been arrested for her murder. 33-year-old Jose Rafael Solano Landeta. Just fucking shorten that shit up. JRS Landeta. There we go. Who goes by the name Rafa Solano. That's better. Her father, Marty Castro, told the outlet, "Every time I saw her, I would beg her, don't talk to him. Leave him. It seemed like the more I did that, the more she wanted him." Yeah, no, exactly. That's a very feminine thing, or not feminine, that's just a very female thing to do, right? Alpha fucks beta bucks, baby, and you just can't fight biology. Should have done a better job the previous 26 years in order to avoid this shit, but whatever. Solano had been violent with Castro before. Wow, no shit. It doesn't immediately go from zero to your head being removed from your shoulders. I'm just gotta say that. She got a restraining order against him in April, but continued to see him. The Castro family. Wait, the fuck? What? Lord have mercy. Deputies for the San Mateo County Sheriff's Office found Karina's body Thursday in San Carlos, south of San Francisco, but after being flagged down by a witness, law enforcement sources told KNTV. Did he start at the side with a neck tattoo and then just work his way to the other? He kind of has a look of like a former child actor. And whose home still has a china cabinet, for God's sakes? Her head had been cut off with a oh my God. The big Game of Thrones fan. Solana was taken into custody after he returned to the scene. Karina's grandmother, Danielle Gannon, told KGO that Landetta was diagnosed with schizophrenia on meds. Restraining order, schizo, on meds, baby daddy. And I love him! Oh my God. Textbook shit. He would use that as an excuse for his behavior, she said. He drank excessively, and you're not supposed to do that on those kinds of medication. But yeah, if this was a woman in that situation, oh, she's just been through so much. But anyways, guys, if you needed any more proof that California's a shithole, don't take Aaron Rodgers' advice. Don't take my advice. Just go ahead and take a look at the shit that's going on there on the reg as proof of concept. So with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.